So anyone that knows me will know that I love to share my opinions and give my opinions on pretty much anything. So what I've done is created a vlog in the hope that I can share my opinions with anyone who wants to hear them and anyone who's got a dull moment in the day and feels like they need some light relief. So what I'm going to do is talk about some things which hopefully are relevant to you and have clearly been on my mind. And today what I want to start with is something which is quite political in some ways, but is also pretty relevant to all of us because it's something which is discussed in everyday conversation, and that's the politics of Brexit and Trump. Both of them come up as the butt of jokes, they come up in the news as serious issues, and they come up in just general conversations nowadays. And they're things that, they're phenomenons really that weren't around until the start of last year, or certainly 18 months ago. And really what I want to talk about is the stigmatization which affects both. Because anyone who is believed to have voted for Trump or Brexit is basically regarded as a complete idiot. And especially being a young person, it's very difficult to associate with any of them openly. And obviously I'm not an American citizen, so I wasn't able to vote for Trump. And I'm British, so clearly I had a vote in the European referendum. But my feelings towards both things, Brexit and Trump, are not necessarily affected by whether I would have voted for them or not. So I really want to put that out there initially, that you have to differentiate where I stand on Brexit and Trump and whether I voted for them, because I think that's one of the biggest mistakes to make, is to think, oh, well, if he's going to defend them, well, he clearly backed them, which is not necessarily true at all. What I want to talk about with regard to Brexit is that it happened. And for a lot of people, I think they still imagine that we're in some process where we can just overlook it, override it, and that's just not possible because we are heading to the exit door. And I was chatting with one of my friends today and we were discussing both Brexit and Trump, and I said with regard to Brexit, I gave her an anecdote where I was speaking to some friends in Ireland a couple of years back, and they were both in favour of Irish reunification, and I said to them, boys, if Ireland becomes reunified, when you wake up the next morning, the streets will still look the same, the road signs will be the same, your jobs will probably still be the same, and you'll pay the same taxes and you'll get the same wages more or less. Nothing will markedly change. And that's my problem really, if you can see the analogy with Brexit and Trump. A lot of people make these catastrophic predictions about what's going to happen to our economy, to our society, to ethnic minorities who live in our country. And in reality, I think it's all pretty much an overreaction at this stage in the game. Brexit is yet to happen, but even when it does happen, I don't think things will dramatically change in our lives for the better or for the worse. I think it's really just a process that we've gone through because a lot of people in our society who don't speak, because they probably don't conform to the so-called liberal values that most people who do have a voice espouse, they get the opportunity to vote through the ballot box, whether it be once every 5 years or in the case of a European Union referendum once every 40 years. And when they get that opportunity, they do it in the privacy of their own booth basically, and they vote with their pen rather than with their mouths. And I think that's the problem in our society, whether it be here in Britain or America or further afield. It's that no conversation is happening between those who vote for Brexit and Trump and those who wish to deride them as idiots. Those people who do vote for it clearly have a majority at the minute, whether you look at the popular vote in America and say Hillary Clinton won. The ultimate result is that Brexit will happen and Donald Trump is president of America. So what I think we need to do in both countries is start to show a little bit more concern for the grievances that people have who voted for Brexit and Trump. So finally, what I would suggest is that if you do know someone who voted for Brexit, or you do know someone who voted for Trump, or you hear someone defending either of their causes, then you maybe take a little minute to consider why they are supporting those causes and listen to their concerns and listen to their reasons why. And maybe, just maybe, the more conversations that take place between people of opposing views will help us to heal the wounds that exist in our society and other societies around the world. And that will foster a better politics, and more importantly, it will foster a better life for all of us who live in the UK, America, Spain, France, Germany, wherever it may be. And for today, that's all I have to say. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully some reaction will allow me to create a new video out of it.